Hi, this is Bradders from Dreamcatcher Radio. As many of you are aware, we're covering the story of Greenfeeds, where things have gone very, very wrong. Today, we speak not just into the microphone, but into the void left by two lives lost, and a justice system that have failed them and also the Leivers family. Nathan Walker was just 19, Gavin Rawson 35. Two men who went to work at Greenfeeds and never came home. They drowned in a tanker of semi-liquid pig feed, which Ian refers to as confectionery. Now, the court's proposition, the prosecution's proposition, is that these deaths were preventable. Ian concurs with that fact, that they could have been preventable. However, he believes that this was a crime perpetrated by a number of people on his premises. Now, Ian obviously cannot prevent something that he knew nothing about, what was going to be played out that evening. Everybody mourned at Greenfeeds and the community and the victims' families, without a doubt. And what Ian and Gillian have been saying, and their story has been consistent, justice has not been served on anybody here. Not only to Nathan and Gavin, but also Ian and Gillian, who's in prison as I speak today. So what followed was not justice. It was a facade performance of accountability, all staged, all theatre-like, and in my belief, based on the paperwork I've read, is all optics rather than the truth. The health and safety executive is tasked with protecting workers. They failed to ask the right questions. In fact, they spent hours doing their minuscule investigation following two deaths. The farm was not even shut down. They were back operational the following day. I've done my research. You'll be lucky in any other incident for a business to be operational within weeks, possibly months. We're not talking about one death here, we're talking about two. They failed to ask the right questions. The police, entrusted with impartiality, followed what I believe a very narrow trail. They had their blinkers on, and that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. There's almost like a collusion. Let's just get this job done, in my opinion, based on what I've read. The legal defence team, who are meant to shield the innocent, faltered. And I'm being polite there, by the way. Investigators overlooked critical evidence, and stakeholders, some of which I've mentioned already, whom have power and influence, stood by and let the system turn on the wrong people. Ian and Gillian, clear to me, they're very proud people and what they built from Greenfeeds from the ground up. They're citizens of the UK, and proud to be, but they were not treated like citizens. It seemed to be the door was shut before they entered the courtroom. And much to Ian's frustration, which he's not echoed enough, but in our conversations, he's explained what I can only describe as battles. Upon day one of going into court, listening to what was being said with his legal team, which earned a substantial amount of money. We're not talking hundreds of £1,000s, we're talking over $1 million in his defence. Yet, hardly any witnesses were brought forward, if any, if you were listening to Ian's account. I've not seen any court transcripts, and I don't think that'd be beneficial for the audience to listen through court transcripts. We're currently focusing on key people and then trying to then unpack it so we can put it into the summary at the final part, which I hope to try and get a summary done by the end of the year. That may not happen, I'm not promising. So Ian and Gillian were cast as villains in this tragedy. They did everything in their power in terms of getting the best of the best: equipment, health and safety, method and risk assessments. And they run their business with compassion, honesty and decency. We're going to be talking to some of the people that they worked with as basically a business owner with their suppliers, just to demonstrate these people do not take shortcuts. They spent thousands upon thousands on health and safety equipment at the beck and call of their employees, even though they often questioned and laughed and said, "What, you need another pair of boots? Or you need another this and another that?" It was, without question, always bought and paid for. There was never, ever any weight put on the fact you need another pair, or you need another this, or you need another that. They just got it. Gillian obviously got life for a crime she did not commit. This is not justice. This is injustice, served with a polished face by the legal system. At Dreamcatcher Radio, I believe in voices that should be challenged from their silence, in stories that demand to be heard, and in truth that I believe we refuse to allow to be buried. So, episode 5 is this Saturday. Please come and listen in between 12 and 2 on the 25th of October. If you want to listen to previous episodes, 1 to 4 is on our YouTube channel. Just search for Dreamcatcher Radio, it will come up. And this is a mind-blowing case. It really is. It really is. And we hope that they will get the remedy they need for not only the Leivers, but also for the victims. And who knows, if Ian had his way, the people that orchestrated this and did this ought to be prosecuted.